all I remember was being told, if you're in this line, you're probably not going to make it out of boot camp. And we all looked at each other like, what did we get ourselves into? Welcome back to our channel. I'm Amber. Today I was asked to speak on how my experience in the military has been and how boot camp was me. Let's get into that. Boot camp. All I can say is I have never realized how nasty females could be until I joined the military. I lied to you not. Me being a female myself, I have never done half of the things that I experienced and saw that these women did while I was there. And I don't think I ever will do any of that stuff. So be prepared for that if you guys ever plan on joining the military and going to boot camp, because you're going to be staying with a bunch of females. I understand everybody was raised different, but there are some things that you should and shouldn't do as a female, especially when it comes to feminine hygiene. No, ma'am. I really haven't had any bad experiences since being in. I have had a few instances where people that I'm really close to end up taking their lives or end up having to go talk to somebody because of mental health issues. But other than that, I can't say that I regret joining. I can't say that it's a bad experience, because it's not. But it's also not for everybody. If you don't have a tough exterior, it's not for you, because people that outrank you are going to call you anything that comes to mind, and you have to be able to just let it slide off you. I had to learn that myself, because when I first joined, I was ready to pop off on any and everybody that came at me sideways. But I had to realize, just like you respect your elders in the civilian world, you need to respect the people that outrank you in the military world. I mean, the only thing that I don't like about the military is, y'all see that I don't wear my glasses like I'm supposed to. In the first video, I should have been wearing my glasses, but I wasn't. Officers will look you in your eyes and be like, hey, shipmate, because they want you to salute them that bad. That is one thing that makes me so mad, because me personally, 10 feet away, I cannot see your rank, your insignia on your chest. I can't. I have to wait until you're close up, and by the time they're close up, they don't even give you time to blink or look up. They're already in your face, calling you shipmate, wondering why you haven't rendered them a salute. Look, ma'am, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You really want a salute that bad? Is my salute going to ruin your day? If not, then go about your business. Like, that's why I love being out in regular clothes and see officers, because I don't even have to worry about stuff like that. I was to a point where I used to look down because I didn't know who I was supposed to salute, because when I first joined, I didn't have the whole different ranks and stuff down. So I didn't want to be stupid and be trying to salute an E6 because I just didn't know. So I used to just look down and pretend like I was looking for something, looking for my room key or something, because I just didn't have time. Now I can look at anybody's rank and be like, oh yeah, I'm about to salute them. But I'm still that petty person that will still try to look down and keep it pushing. You're not supposed to be like that. Don't be like me. But that's only on a bad day. 99.9% of the time, I will give them their salute that they want oh so bad, and I'll keep it pushing. Another bad experience that I've had was my first year being in the Navy. I ended up tearing my ACL, which I still don't know to this day how I did that. And I was overseas at the time, and I ended up having to come back home. And I'm still home in my home area. I'm glad, because I'm leaving in December to transfer to another place, and I could never be so excited. My husband's excited. I'm glad that my kids are gonna get, a new experience, a new life. I'm still kind of skeptical about the whole military family thing because my babies are going to have to travel, you know, make friends and pick up and leave again. I didn't really have to have those problems, but I just feel bad that that's going to be one of the things that they have to deal with. Being a mom and being in the military is really hard for me because I know that eventually the Navy's going to be like, hey, you know, you need to pick up and leave for a year and your family's going to have to stay behind. And I'm not ready for that because I know that I'm going to miss important milestones in my kids' lives and I just don't want to, but I know that I have to. Thank God for my support system. My husband, he's been nothing but cooperative, nothing but supportive since we've been together, and I couldn't be any happier than I am. He's been a big help with me going back to work and transitioning from being on maternity leave for 3 months with both of them and then going back to work. And I'm in school as well, so that's a whole nother thing. I'm working, I'm doing school, I'm taking care of the kids. It's not as bad as it sounds, but me personally, I like it. I like being able to tell people that I'm a mother. I like being able to tell people that I'm in school because a lot of people have their say-so. You know how when you're first pregnant and people that already have kids have so much to say. Oh, you're going to be tired. Oh, you're not going to have time to do this. You're not going to sleep. Honey, I take a nap every day. I have gotten more naps since I've had my second child than I did with my first. I'm able to have them put in bed by 8 o'clock every night and sit down and do my homework and be done by 9. I'm wide awake. I sleep. I get time to myself. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves. People are going to have their advice. They're going to tell you how to raise your child. They're going to try to tell you that you're not going to be able to do this and you're going to do that. Just be like, watch me. Just let them watch you and let you prove to them that you are going to be able to do those things. I have no idea how many years I plan on doing it. I say that I'm going to do 20, but I don't know where I'm at this point yet. I don't know if I want to do 10. I don't know if I want to do 15. I don't know if I want to do 20. Like, my knee's still not good. So that's one of the things that I have to watch too, because I was already told if I go back and complain about it again, I'll probably get medically separated. So I'm just trying to watch that and keep my eye on that. You could never pay me enough money to go back to boot camp. I can just say that. It wasn't a bad experience, but just being socially distanced from human contact and being stuck with a bunch of females that you don't know for 6 weeks is torture. I remember the day that I got to boot camp and they told me that I had to pull my phone out and tell my family in 2 minutes that I wasn't going to be able to talk to them until we got phone calls. I was devastated. I was just like on the phone with my mom telling her that I couldn't do it and why she talked me into doing it. And I always laugh about it to this day because I was already doubting myself and telling myself I couldn't do it. And I ended up doing it. I couldn't swim when I first joined the military. I'm not even going to lie about that. No, I could not swim when I first joined. I'm still not the best swimmer, but I couldn't tread water. I was scared of water. I was scared of being in the deep end. It was just a lot for me. I just had a really bad traumatic experience when I was in boot camp too, because they had us jumping off this tall tower. And I jumped, you know, I faced my fear with that. But then the person that was behind me ended up jumping on top of me, pushing me back down into the water. I was kicking, I was splashing, I was trying to grab onto the nearest person. That was just too much for me. So I ended up being kicked to another division in boot camp because I wasn't able to swim. I was there with a bunch of other people that weren't able to pass their fitness test. So it was all of us together in this depressing, dim lighting, no talking, and nothing but people exercising and feeling sorry for themselves. In my first night there, I realized I have to get out of here. So that next morning, they were like, hey, go swim. I passed. I could not do it. It was too depressing there for me. And then it's like that first night that we got there, they had us reading off of this piece of paper to our parents, telling them that we weren't going to graduate boot camp because we couldn't swim or we couldn't pass our fitness test. And I was like, this is an even bigger motivation for me to pass, because y'all are not going to sit here and have us tell our parents that we're not going to pass. And I ended up passing the next day. I ended up graduating with my division. I wasn't able to walk with them, but I was there on graduation day, and I watched them, stand in their ranks and do whatever they had to do. One thing that I'll never forget is how I had went on Liberty with my friend after we graduated from boot camp, and I ended up getting pink eye. It wasn't from being out with her, but I think it was from battle stations earlier that day, because we were sharing equipment and everybody's face and stuff had to touch it and they weren't being disinfected. And I ended up having to travel to Texas, is where I got sent after boot camp for my school, for my job, with pink eye. And I remember the doctor asking me when I first got there, hey, do you have pink eye? Are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm just tired. And I was like, I have to hurry up and get rid of this. I can say that these 5 years have been an experience. I have learned a lot of things. I have met some pretty amazing people. I've had some great mentors. I have good mentors that have kept pushing me to my potential when I've been ready to give up, when I've been telling myself I can't, telling myself that this isn't for me. I have to keep my kids in mind. I keep in mind that I have to tell myself I can. I've been ready to give up so many times, but I keep in mind that what am I going to do outside the military? Do I have a plan? I don't have a plan yet. I'm working on my bachelor's degree right now. My major is human services and my minor is case management. And I plan on using that to my full potential if I ever do decide to get out and not do 20 years. I plan on, getting a job that focuses on that major. That's a little breakdown of how my life in the military has been, a little bit about how boot camp was for me. If you guys would like me to go in depth about boot camp or go in depth about anything military related, feel free to message me, let me know. I do polls on Instagram to ask you guys what kind of stuff you guys want me to talk about. I actually take that stuff into account. Stay tuned for our next video. Thanks for watching.